You ready, Brandon? Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Winnebago Tribal Chambers. We have a special presentation that's going to be taking place here today. Want to say thank you to the veterans as well as this project that we're going to be talking about here. And before we start anything, we like to pay our respects to the Winnebago tribal flag, the Eagle staff, as well as the American flag, with the singing of the Winnebago flag song. At this time, I'd like to call one of our singers, or two of our singers up, Mr. Isaac Smith and Craig Cleveland, to come on up here and render the flag song. And if we could, please rise for those that are in attendance, and if you're willing and able, remove your caps. At this time, I'd like to call the director of the Angel Decorum Museum to read the biographies of two of our veterans that we want to honor here today. So with that, I'd like to call Sunshine Thomas Bear. Aho.
Hi, NEP. Hear me? My name is Sunshine Thomas Bear, and I'm the director of the Angel Decorum Museum, the Tribal Historic Preservation Officer, and the Cultural Preservation Director. This morning, Garen asked the museum to be a part of this honoring of two warriors of our tribe. It is my honor today to introduce the two men who are being honored, John Rice and Mitchell Red Cloud Jr. Given that our tribe has two branches, it seems only fitting that today both branches are represented by two of our Ho-Chunk warriors who both made the ultimate sacrifice for their tribe and country. Sergeant John Raymond Rice was born in 1914 to the Nebraska branch of the tribe, and as a young man, he enlisted in the Marines after the outbreak of World War II. Rice served in the Pacific during World War II, and after the conclusion of the war, returned to the States where he married Evelyn Wilcox and started a family with her. After the outbreak of the Korean War, Rice returned to the military, this time serving in the Army. On September 6, 1950, Rice was killed in action in the Battle of Tabu Dong. Rice's story did not end after his death. It would take almost a year for Rice's remains to be returned home. Once his remains had arrived, many turned out to honor his sacrifice. After the funeral service, when it came time for his burial at Memorial Park Cemetery in Sioux City, cemetery organizers realized that Rice was a Native American and denied him burial because Memorial Park Cemetery was a whites-only cemetery. Cemetery officials asked Evelyn Rice to take his body from their cemetery, and this event sparked national outrage, highlighting one of the injustices faced by Native Americans. He would later be buried with full military honors at Arlington Cemetery after President Truman, hearing of the racist incident, offered the cemetery as an alternative burial place for Rice. Evelyn would never remarry, and after her death in 2005, she would be buried alongside her husband at Arlington Cemetery. Corporal Mitchell Red Cloud Jr. was born in Hatfield, Wisconsin in 1925, the firstborn son of Mitchell Red Cloud and Lillian Red Cloud. Corporal Red Cloud belonged to the Wisconsin branch of the tribe, the Ho-Chunk Nation. When Red Cloud was attending high school, war was looming on the horizon with tension building between America and Japan. With the permission of his father, Red Cloud dropped out of school and enlisted in the Marines. He would serve in the Pacific Theater in an elite Marine Raider battalion known as Carlson's Raiders. Red Cloud, during the war, was severely weakened by disease and later was wounded in action during the Battle of Okinawa, but refused an offer of medical discharge, serving until the war's end. A few years after the end of the war, Red Cloud joined the Army in peacetime. Once the Korean War broke out, Red Cloud's Army unit was one of the closest to the Korean Peninsula, and Red Cloud and his fellow soldiers were rushed into action. After months of back and forth fighting in Korea, on the night of November 5th, 1950, Red Cloud was manning a forward listening post near Chongyang, North Korea. That night, Red Cloud discovered enemy troops moving into position to ambush Red Cloud and his fellow soldiers, and he raised the alarm. After alerting his fellow soldiers and defending his position, Red Cloud was wounded multiple times but continued fighting. Despite being wounded, he refused to withdraw and had a fellow soldier tie him to a tree so that he could remain upright, and ordered the remaining troops to withdraw along with the wounded. At some point during the night of the 5th, Red Cloud's position was overwhelmed by enemy troops and he was killed in action. The next day, his body was found surrounded by slain enemy soldiers. Several months after his death, Red Cloud would be posthumously awarded the Medal of Honor for conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity. I hope that today, the tribe's donation to the Medal of Honor Veterans Highway keeps the legacy of Rice and Red Cloud alive. We should also not forget that Rice and Red Cloud were ordinary men who showed extraordinary courage, and that, as Ho-Chunks, courage runs in our veins. We best honor these brave men by showing that courage when we confront our own challenges facing ourselves and our communities. Pinagigi, thank you for listening.
Good morning. My name is Gordon Rave. I'm the Winnebago Veteran Service Officer. And at this time, I'd like Daryl Harrison come up here. On behalf of the Winnebago tribe and Mitchell Red Cloud and John Rice and Medal of Honor Highway, we present you with this check. Thank you very much.
Good morning. Good to see you all here. You surprised me this morning. I had no idea that this was going to be such a great event. And I thank you for making it just that. That's what the foundation is all about. The Nebraska Medal of Honor Foundation is about educating and celebrating and honoring our nation's greatest heroes. Among those heroes was Mitchell Red Cloud. And he wasn't on the Nebraska list, but because I do live here in Thurston nearby, you know that little town most likely, I was familiar with what goes on here. And so through a good friend of mine, Jack Lemire, and through Gordon Rave, we went on to make sure that Mitchell Red Cloud was honored along with the others that are listed in the Nebraska Medal of Honor group, if you will. I worked with a group over in Wayne, at Wayne State College, and they helped me develop some of the programs that we do. This is one of the programs that they came up with. And the state made it available to us. We call it the Nebraska Medal of Honor Communities Project. And what we're able to do, and many of you have seen these signs on the population signs of a community, there'll be a sign, and it might have that they are a tree community, or it might be some other thing that they have done. And the state said, you can do that. And it made me very happy. Of course, the state also told me we had to pay for the signs. Oh, yes. And they're very good about that. But I thank them because without it, we wouldn't be able to do what you folks are going to do for the Medal of Honor Foundation, for the Medal of Honor recognition, and what those Wayne State kids found out. They came to me after we got done with that project. They said, why hasn't anyone taught us this? We didn't know anything about Medal of Honor people. We didn't know what it was until you came. These were college students. And so that's what we're doing here today. And that's what these signs are going to do for the state of Nebraska from here on forth. And you, Winnebago, will have your 2 signs for your population signs. And the kids will ask why, and people will say, what are those for? And you'll be able to educate, and that's what it's all about. We will be able to over and over honor Mitchell Red Cloud, and in your case, you've chosen to honor John Rice, and that's wonderful. So automatically, John Rice got tied to this. I'm all for it, and I thank you for coming forward and helping us by sponsoring the whole program. Your donation will pay for all those signs to go up for communities along the Nebraska Medal of Honor Highway, communities that have had a Medal of Honor recipient born there or is buried there, and those communities that have a special affinity or tie to the Nebraska Medal of Honor Foundation. Thank you, and it's great to see you all here today.
Time, Dusty, the Tribal Council. This is Eric Armel. He's a United States Army veteran as well as a Marine Corps veteran and also serves on the Winnebago Tribal Council. Dusty.
Oh, Hanapi, Hitchakaragoina, Hinikargiwi, Rasha Nijawa, Guidena. I'd like to say good morning, greet you all. My name is coming out of the water, Eric Armel. I'd like to say thank you to these gentlemen that we're representing today, that we're doing this presentations for. It's an honor and a privilege to have them be able to say that they belong to our tribe, our Ho-Chunk Nation, and know that they're helping us get on the board with the Medal of Honor in this time of heroes that have got us to where we're at today. And so, I'd like to say thank you for coming down here and accepting that check for the signs along this highway. That we did this for a lot of smaller communities that couldn't afford that money on that behalf. And so we're just trying to do our part in helping this highway along our state. And so, again, I'd like to say thank you to everybody coming out, taking time out of your life to be here. So with that said, thank you.
Aho. Any other council members want to say a few words? Now the time's call upon Isaac Smith, one of our newly elected Winnebago Tribal Council members, to say a few words at this time. Isaac.
I want to say good morning to each one of you, and then I want to say thank you for being able to come over here and do this on behalf of the tribe. Gordon, say thank you to you for coming over and taking care of this for us. And then Daryl, I want to say thank you to you for doing this, what you're doing in the state of Nebraska, trying to get that recognized and educate some of the younger people. I think that's something really all states could use. You know, there's a lot of things that are left behind in the history books that could really help our young people today learn about how to be and why to be them in certain ways. And I want to say thank you to you for doing that. And then on behalf of all the veterans, what they're doing, you look in our nation today, in the United States today, how well veterans are treated when they come back home with PTSD, the services that are provided from the homes, all these things. There's a lot of things that are missing there. There's a lot of things that could be reinforced and put back into place to honor our veterans for when they're raise their hand and willing to give their life, the ultimate sacrifice to go over there and to defend this country and the families and states and towns that they come from. I think overall the whole United States could be doing a better job at supporting our veterans as far as a lot of the different things that when they come back to have jobs and do those kind of things for them. Today we have over 23 young men and women that are from this tribe and active duty now, and we're still compiling that list of those young men and women, and we want to be able to try to educate them into helping out with our powwow. In July 28th, the next 4 days, we usually have a powwow, and we honor all the veterans and try to keep that going and try to use that time to not only honor but to take care of certain things that need to be taken care of on behalf of the things that the veterans did for us. And so I wanted to invite everybody over to that and let everybody know about that. But I think that if it wasn't for people like you, Daryl and Gordon and Jack and Dave and Dusty and all the veterans that we have here in the room, this gentleman over here, I want to say thank you to you for that. And if nobody ever told you that, welcome home. You know, and let you know that and say that to you here, not only in front of the cameras, but I recognize your hat too. So I just wanted to say them kind of things on behalf of the tribal council that we stand in support of trying to do whatever it is that we can possibly do for our veterans. Sometimes we even fall short, but none of us are perfect. The more important thing is that we keep trying to continue on to educate the younger people and to be able to take care of these things and make it so that our younger people are willing to go into the armed forces and services and learn about these things. The Winnebago culture and traditions. We hold the veterans up high in the regards of some of the statuses that they bring back home, and if it wasn't for them, there's some things, some ceremonies that we might not be able to have continued on today because of some of the sacrifices that they've made. And so I just wanted to say that on behalf of the tribal council and say thank you to you again, Daryl and Gordon, for doing this, and then for everybody that had a hand in coming down here and being a part of this, witnessing this here today. And then I was thinking about even, I was still kind of waiting for some donuts. Somebody was going to bring some donuts in here, but I didn't see none yet. So, but I just wanted to say about that much and say thank you to you. Thank you.
I'd like to invite one of our council members up, Mr. Coley Brown, one of the former chairman of the Winnebago tribe, who is now serving as a member of the Winnebago Tribal Council. Councilman Brown.
Good morning to you all. I'm very thankful for this day. Today is a great day for the Ho-Chunk Nation of Nebraska and Wisconsin. I stand up here first of all, I say excuse me for being here, standing up here in front of you veterans and you elders. I'm here My father and my uncle, who still walk this creation, are Purple Heart combat veterans from the Vietnam War. And I stand here on behalf of my grandfather, was World War II veteran, and many uncles and aunts have served this country. But today is about Mr. Red Cloud and Mr. Rice and their families. And I stand here proud for them. I am proud for you guys for receiving this honor and this award that you guys are called here today to be here for it. And also I want to thank our veterans today and Mr. Darrell for accepting this honor, and on behalf of a member of this tribe, the Winnebago tribe of Nebraska, for sponsoring those signs on behalf of our veterans. And thank you all for coming today, and may the Creator bless you all. And again, this is on behalf of Mr. Red Cloud and Mr. Rice and their families. Thank you. I am proud for you guys.
Kenny? Councilman Mallory, would you like to say a few words? Okay. We want to recognize Councilman Mallory, as well as we also have the Secretary, Lorelei Decora, and we have our Treasurer, Rona Steeler, Vice Chairman, Brian Chamberlain, and just wanted to make mention that our Chairwoman is down at the state of Nebraska testifying on behalf of some water rights, and as there's a bill in the state legislature, so we just kind of wanted to make mention of that's where our Chairwoman is at. So, Brian, would you like to say a few words? Yep. At this time, I'd like to invite to the podium our Vice Chairman, Mr. Brian Chamberlain. Ahu.
Hi, good morning, everyone. First of all, I'd like to welcome all of our guests to Winnebago. It's a proud day for all of us here. When this item came before the Tribal Council, it was a very well-supported thing, because the Winnebago tribe stands for always honoring the bravery of all of our veterans. As the grandson of two decorated World War II veterans and also a relative of Mr. Red Cloud, I'm extremely proud that our tribe can continue with this type of honoring for those that sacrifice so much for all of us. We all know that freedom isn't free, and everything that we can do in order to maintain the level of esteem that we place all of our veterans and all of our warriors in is something that I hope we can always continue with. So with that, thank you, gentlemen, for taking care of everything that needed to be, the drum and everyone that is taking part in today's ceremony, and always, of course, for the veterans, for everything that they do for us each and every day. I hope.
Thank you, Vice Chairman Chamberlain. We want to recognize one of our relatives from up north, the Ho-Chunk Nation. As you know, we're two branches, but we're actually one nation and stuff. But he's a Vietnam veteran, and give him a round of applause. Mr. Decora, if you would, we want to appreciate you for being here on behalf of the Ho-Chunk Nation in Wisconsin. Ahu. At this time, I'd like to invite Craig Cleveland to explain the songs that are going to be taking place here in the next portion, as we're going to sing the honor songs of the Rice family, as well as Mitchell Red Cloud. Craig, if you want to kind of tell the viewers what's going to take place here. Ahu.
Hijan Krishna Hanan Shini Karagi, Micah Data Ajra, Craig Cleveland Jr. Go Wa Jena. Ho Chung Rajra Mahiru Karago Wa Jena, Egi Chekji Yaki Karachan, Egi Hijan Krishna Hani Chara Hai Pi. Egi re Hanach Wagwasho she Egi Naga Hinogig Washo she Wa Niwin Wa Yanamshan Wa Yanabwin. I want to say greetings to each and every one of you. Excuse me here to our veterans, and standing here speaking before you. My name is Craig Cleveland Jr. Come from the Winnebago tribe here, and was asked to sing and express the songs of our veteran songs, Ho-Chunk people. All of our songs are family songs of veterans. And today, thinking about Mitchell Red Cloud and Sergeant John Rice and what they have done, what they and what they went through bravery. And these songs they talk about what they did, what they went through bravery. De Honinagire, and what they did for him. And there's a whole chunk named Red Cloud. Machi Shuchka. Machi is a cloud. Shuch is red. Machi Shuchka. Of course, Mitchell Red Cloud. Machi Shuchka. So you'll hear that in that second portion part of the song. And then Fred, this next song here, it's going to be sung along with the Fred Rice song. He too, he is a veteran, and it belongs to the Rice family. And then from there, branched down is John Rice song. So that's Hinkine Hinikora, and talking about the Civil War song. That's how far back our song goes, our warrior songs. So I just want to say about that much, as we don't want to take too much time and get into our let the veteran songs express it for our veterans. And then to make mention, if you could, if possible, you could please rise for our songs, veteran songs.
Once again, we thank those viewers that are tuned in and as well as our veterans that are here today. With that, we're going to conclude this presentation, and we hope you have a good rest of your day. Ahu.